Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dark Deity. This is Chapter 15, Koeli-Sumash. See how it goes. In the Temple of Cleric, they find a group of cultists led by a strange, reanimated warrior named Now. They steal the relic and make their escape, finding out shortly after that the stone they've stolen speaks. It instructs them that they must return to their ship and depart, as the Trial of Soul is somewhere in the ocean. They make the journey, careful to be wary of the stone, as Alistair had warned. Didn't they say that we were gonna head back to Chelabon's after this? It's been a week, so I don't quite remember, but yeah. Now setting sail, they are given direction by the stone, who holds their lives in its confidence. Assuming Ford doesn't shipwreck them along the way, they are headed to deep waters. Alright, well, we just got here and now we're leaving again. Well, shit. Okay. Well, now that we've done absolutely everything possible without further instruction, I was wondering if you've received any more wisdom from your magical rock.
Not quite.
What a word.
Pointless.
Fantastic. It's more than likely we're meant to be on the other side of the continent when instead we've been off on this wild cockatrice chase. They don't have gooses in this world? I think I'm starting to see why your father warned us about this guide. Ah, such doubt! When I've done nothing but assist you, and no, you haven't done everything possible. As far as I can tell, we're still anchored. How does it know that? At any rate, I think we could benefit from more instruction right about now. As you wish. Your destination lies in the heart of the Shimmering Mists.
Whoa there!
Apparently Ford's like, what? No. The Shimmering Mists? Your friend is quite attentive.
What?
Ford, do you know this place? I've known a few captains who set out for it. Not any I've ever seen again. I'd always thought they'd gone a little sea crazy. This poor cruise. And it's dangerous. I've only heard stories, but I'd say so from the sound of them. High winds, low visibility, sharp volcanic rocks. Not much reason to go there in the first place.
I don't know.
Please, what good would it do me to sink to the bottom of the ocean for the rest of eternity? You seemed happy enough to sit in that temple for gods know how long. Happy may not be the most accurate description. I know it sounds frightening, but we've been through worse. Have we? I don't know that we have been through worse. If only because this is a linear game, and the progression gets successively harder, Irving. Besides, what choice do we have? I'd gladly hear out any alternative. Just not doing what the rock says.
That's it.
Then we sail for the Shimmering Mists. Ford, would you know how to take us there if you wanted to? In the general direction, something southeast of here. We might be able to see the mists on the way out. I'll not have you scouring the seas for low-flying clouds. As soon as the stars appear in the night, you will set sail and follow the constellation of the slain basilisk. If you stay the course, you will arrive at the mist in 3 days' time. Once we enter it, I will lead you to the temple, but it will be imperative you do exactly as I say. Very well. Are we provisioned for the journey? Assuming shipwreck's not in the cards, we should have plenty to get us to Etland.
Pace yourself.
Good. As the sun sets behind Varroa, we raise anchor. In the meanwhile, let's take some time to rest and repair. Only the gods know what lies ahead. Yahyoi. Alright then. Hey, we get the bonds. Bondy. Oh, we got our first tier 3. Alright, Sia, who you got? We've got a bond with Helena. In marvelous hand-eye coordination, Sia. Gee, thanks. That's not the compliment gals like me normally get about their hands. Wow. Oof. Gals like you. I find this troubling.
This is fun.
Oh, I'm just poking fun. You know as well as I do that fun poked is often thinly veiled truth. Not sure I do. Then one day you might. Tell me, how would you describe gals like you?
See it now?
Barmaids, serving girls, gorgeous young country folk.
Aren't you clever?
And yet here we are fighting for something greater than ourselves. You're no barmaid. Are you no longer a monk because you left the monastery? A monk and a barmaid are two different things. One is an occupation, the other is a state of being. That seems overly generous to your own point of view, don't you think? Being a barmaid consumed my daily routine and thoughts. Now, I don't have to do any serving. You don't have to do any monking. That doesn't mean I don't think about it, nor does it say the same for you. Is worth consideration? Elena's over here like, hold up. Are you still a barmaid? I must admit, the quality of your arguments makes it increasingly difficult for me to agree with you. Wait, no, disagree with you. Increasingly difficult for me to disagree with you. I think I must have some subconscious biases towards serving folk. Everyone does. You're a sweetheart, and I can tell there are 1,000 thoughts swirling up in that head at any given time. But only a serving girl knows a serving girl. I see. Interesting. A rank with Alden and Sophia. Sophia, Sophia, there was something I wanted to show you. Uh-oh. Did Butter leave another present in your... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, not this time. But I think I figured out how to summon one of those storm spirits well enough to show you what they look like. What are you worried about? I haven't even done anything yet. Aren't those the spirits you may just summon to attack people? Well, usually, yeah, but I can summon one that's completely harmless. You want me to show you?
Well...
Alright, if you promise it's safe. I promise. Here goes. Odie boy. You want treat? Is it treat time? I give you treat. Alright, it's treat time, everybody. You gotta go up here. You know how it goes. You know the rules. You know the rules. You gotta go up here. Come on. Hey, you see treat? Says I want that. Says give me that, Papa. Okay. Up here. And here is treat. Supposed to do the jumping yourself, numpty. You gonna lay down and hang out with me for a little bit? This is only if you keep petting me. I will think about it. A bunny? Oh, he summoned a bunny? Aw, that's so nice. By accident, actually. I tried to cast a spell and I thought it missed. Then I looked over to see this little guy hopping around the battlefield. Wow. How fucked up would that be? You're in a battle, people are screaming and dying, and you miscast and summon a fucking bunny, and you're like, whoops. It'll make a good party trick when this is all over. Yodi boy. Yodi badodi. He's an odie bodie boy.
Aww.
Thanks for showing me that, Alden. And sorry I panicked for a second there. That was silly of me. I think this is just what I needed. Totally brightened my day. Imagine, though, being the bunny just grazing about before being summoned into a fucking battlefield. Well, I think it's like it's not just like a bunny, it's a storm spirit shaped bunny. Or a bunny shaped storm spirit, rather. Sorry. So, like, it's kind of like Fey magic in D&D, right? Like, it's not actually, like wolf, for example. You know, like it's not a wolf necessarily. It just takes the shape of a wolf. Nice to return the favor. You really should give yourself credit. Look what you just did. Hey, you think you can do it again? Absolutely. Alright. I need that hand, Odie boy. Like, Papa. Papa, pet me or else. Papa. I'm well. I just ran into Alden on my way. He was practicing his spells.
Alden?
Elemental magic? I hope he wasn't near any trees. He is great with fire, thank you very much, Marin. Seem to be taking precautions. Good. Well, how many times I've warned him about that. Also, we're on a boat. He's an incredibly skilled mage. He is, but still so young. If he doesn't learn to control his powers, I worry they'll get the best of him. The blessing, then, that he has such a wise and caring teacher.
I don't know.
I'd hardly consider myself his teacher. I tried once to get him interested in healing magic, but it never stuck. To walk his own path. Elena's so wise. Sometimes I just feel like he's being asked to run before he can crawl. It's not fair. It's certainly not his fault. It means he ends up needing a lot of attention. You resent this? I wouldn't say resent, but sometimes it's a little exhausting. Would you prefer that he was out on his own? Definitely not. I'd be worried sick about him.
See it now?
And you should consider yourself lucky. Not every sister is so fortunate to feel this way about her brother. I suspect you do not only teach him, but learn from him as well. Absolutely, he has a sort of willingness to try things I wouldn't have even thought possible. Developed a pretty good track record of actually doing those things too. Perhaps that is his gift
You
to you.
really think so?
I guess it is. One of them anyway. One of many. Exactly. Helena's just seems like an all-around good person, honestly. Corvin! Hey. I love you. This should just be a stream where I make out with my cat. All that stuff about ancient Elvish and the riddle written on the walls of the temple. How did you know all that?
Certainly.
I devoted a great deal of time to archaic linguistics, the way people communicate, the stories and legends that persist in a culture's collective subconscious. These things fascinate me. Wow. Someday I hope to be as wise as you.
Diligence is
Knowledge
its own
comes with
reward.
study, but wisdom comes only with time and reflection.
Wow.
How do you reflect? I find it helps to keep a journal. I feel Corvin's so practical. Either it's going to be a stream where you make out with your cat or a stream without cat at all. Basically, yeah. Oh. Occasionally, my thoughts and memories mostly. I try to write things down as soon as they happen. As many vivid details as possible. Sometimes, when I read my earlier entries, I hardly recognize the elf I used to be. But then you've changed a lot. Oh. I have. You'll find that you will too. It's good to hear.
I'm sure of it.
What do you mean? Sometimes it feels like I'm playing catch-up with everyone else, or things go right over my head. I don't want to be a burden on anyone, especially not my sister.
Come again?
Alden, don't be ridiculous. You've made significant contributions ever since your trial at Brookstead. That's more than most of us can say. Alden, you've been Carrie King so many times. What are you talking about? Keep your chin up, lad. Own your strengths and guard against your weaknesses. Ow, claws. You'll find it's well worth it. Trust me. Will you cease and desist with the rending of my flesh, boy? Can't believe you stood me up for our tea date, Garrick. That wasn't very gentlemanly of you. Gods, I completely forgot. No, you didn't. You were just spending too much time with Sia to remember.
Right.
Guilty as charged, I guess? I get it. She's fun and I'm intimidating. It's alright. I wasn't really looking for something anyway. Ooh, that's great to hear. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Hurt my feelings? Back this up for a second. I'm supposed to hurt your feelings, not the other way around.
Great.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, come on.
You're just a little heartbreaker, aren't you?
What a joke.
I didn't even do anything. You were trying to woo me. I was just being funny. What does a tea date have to do with wooing? I've been on 100 tea dates. Right? It's not going great. As have I, all with the intent of wooing. You rolling for, Boyo Bean? Sounds like a you problem. I just happen to really like tea. Papa. Not the kisses, the pets, Papa.
Gods.
We both know that's a falsehood. When did you learn so much about me then, huh? I do my research. This is on you, Garrick, not me. You were disinterested and you lost your chance. I'm sorry.
Guess I'll state the
I was
obvious.
not disinterested.
Are you sure?
Then maybe you should have acted interested. Insufferable. Ooh. Wait, that's their A-rank bond? Oh my goodness, that doesn't feel good. Look at you. You come from a land down under. His ears all flipped backwards. Look at that. His ears all flipped. He come from a land down under. Cause he's got the ear that's flipped up this way. What's up, Bodie boy? All right, Irving with Elias. Irving, when we entered that temple in the wild, did you feel sick? I felt stifled, as if from the humid air. There was something far more oppressive at the root of it. Yes, precisely. When that poison was released, I hardly noticed a change. I was already nauseous. I knew I couldn't have been the only one who felt it, but I had to be sure. What do you make of it? Well, the guide is the obvious source. Can you decipher anything about it?
Perhaps.
The closer I get to it, the stranger I feel. When I close my eyes around it, I think I see the features of a face, though I can't be sure if I'm really seeing something or if it's just my imagination. What does the face look like? Ancient, but young at the same time. Its eyes are closed, but it seems to be speaking. Does it appear human? Elven? It's hard to say, difficult to describe at all, really. I just see it. For all we know, it really could just be my imagination. It could be. I only hope our concerns about it stem from our imaginations.
Hold on.
They can't entirely. At least not. That's not a hypothesis that can coexist with the warning your father gave us. No, you're right. But it is possible that the worst outcome has already been avoided. Let's hope that's the case. A gift for soul magic, Elias. So I've been told. It's a blessing that comes at a great price. I'm sure the gods will require it of you time and again before the day is done. May I use it honorably for the good of all. Trust that you will. So oof. So you're a Arima, pardon me, I've read so much about your exploits, and now, to finally meet you, well, suffice it to say, I'm honored you've decided to accompany us. Shaking like a wet dog, elf. Have some dignity. What? I suppose I am. Perhaps there's a draft. So you are the one who led the others to my trial. Yes, and it was no trivial task. You did not make yourself easily discoverable. If I had, I expect you might have found me too late. Before another challenger bested you? I hardly think it likely. I do not claim to have the power to single-handedly stem the tide of the armies of Eramor. Would armies have been sent after you? There are those with the power to send them who stand to gain much satisfaction from my death even still.
I must write that down.
Speak of those responsible for your exile. I speak of whom I speak.
Certainly.
Perhaps that was presumptuous of me to ask. Might we start at the beginning then? What was it like to grow up under the shadow of your father, the great mirage of the Silent Sands? Oh, boy. And how should I share my story with you when I have yet to finish writing it myself?
Absurd.
We all must share our stories while we yet live, or we risk them being rewritten by other, less reliable narrators. Is that a threat? Ooh, goodness gracious. Of course not. Merely a humble historian's advice.
I'm getting too old for this.
Am I holding up your head? Aww. He likes it when I hold up his head. Come then, let us go where we might speak more privately. I will tell you of my father. Wonderful. Okay, you can't just lay there with my hand propping up your head. Because, oh, papa. 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 Holy shit, we got more. Okay, Helena with Elias. Helena, may I speak with you? I don't mean to interrupt your prayer. I'm not praying, just thinking. Well, what about?
I wonder.
This guide we retrieved from the jungle.
Hold on.
That's just why I've come to speak with you. It's presence, I suppose. Did you find it sinister? Very much so.
I'm with you.
That's not good. I thought you might. I did too. Especially when we set sail for the mist and it retreated into silence, saying it was resting. The gods alone know how many years it rested in that ancient place. Centuries at least, judging from the surroundings. It was not resting, it was listening. Maboyo, then you felt it as I did.
That's right.
I drew my conclusions on reason alone. What was it that you felt exactly? A sort of heightened awareness, I guess, as when you're speaking loudly and suddenly the room goes quiet. A kind of overwhelming presence, like a great warrior or noble had just entered the room. Have you spoken to any others who shared these
I'd rather
feelings?
not.
Not a one.
There.
That's not true. We spoke to Irving. It's pure speculation, but you may have a unique sensitivity to all of these things. Soul magic in the great pool beyond. Do they call it here? The astral plane? Yes, it may be a gift that accompanies your abilities as an adept. I've only been able to attain a similar sensitivity through prolonged prayer and for a limited time.
Perhaps.
Truly, if it's truly a gift, it's also quite the burden. Most gifts are. Will you be all right?
Sure thing.
I think so, especially now that we're rid of this. Now that we're rid of the stone. I think we have a miss up there. Like, do we get rid of the stone later, and it's presumed that you're gonna get this later? Strange. Put up that paw like a guard. So you're a Rima. Helena, if you would humor me, I must ask. When you heard this call of yours, what was it like?
I don't understand.
Did you not hear Theron speak to you yourself, as the legends say? What do the legends say? That you heard Theron's voice as you wandered the sands of Eramor in your exile, and that you found a token of his favor. Intriguing. It's merely a story, then. It's true enough. I can say with relative confidence that Theron is aware I hold his aspect. Well, held his aspect. Is that what the call of the gods was like then? A voice from beyond?
No.
No, not from beyond, from within. I see. Like a thought that passes through the mind. Not exactly. Something that was always there, like a brook just a stone's throw from camp.
Hush.
While you speak in pitched tints, you may not hear it, though it may be ever present. But in the silence, if you search for it, you can hear the water passing over every stone. Strange. Difficult to fathom how it might have always been there. I don't imagine you knew of me through your entire childhood. No, but facing you was more of a manifestation than the call itself. Then the call was something higher, to adventure, to trial, to selfless battle for the sake of the vulnerable. Is that right?
That's right.
I believe so.
Honored.
I think I understand. Well, know this. It's a privilege to accompany you in this call, Helena. Privilege is mine in the receiving it. Nice. And that's that. Alright, sweet, cool. Lincoln's back on top. Woo! My god. Okay, what do we got? Inventory. Upgrades. Upgrades. Odie boy, you can't do that on camera. Don't look at me like that, you weirdo. He says, Papa, I am just catting. He just catting around, y'all. Okay, I think we want to upgrade Lincoln's hammer or to have a better oomph option. And then basically anyone who doesn't have a double, we want to take a second look at. So Affliction is high. We'll go Transfusion. Basically trying to balance things out. Alden has doubles. Garrick has 50,000 things. I don't think Ren is where we're gonna want to go. Although, let's take a look at Ren's inventory real quick. Okay, he didn't have anything. Oh. Grades. Irving has the Fauchard and Partisan, still good. Corvin has the Broadsword and Claymore. Bianca has Tornado and Devastating Surge. Sloan has Cosmic Crash and Arch Lance. Brooke has the Scythe and Orecha. Kind of interested in picking up the Double Axe. Elena's got a bunch of stuff. Elias has got a bunch of stuff. I think Monroe might be our go-to now. So I think let's turn on some Monroe stuff. So kind of feel like Twister has been very good. Tornado has been very good. The Gleaming Storm. I want to put the Partisan up. I'm going to do a very slight amount of purchasing of weapon tokens. Back to Monroe. Do Lightning Strike. Basically, the plan is to replace Orima with Monroe. Keep going. We think it's Shockhawk or Bolt? Let me get rid of that. Does that offend you? Yes, Papa. Papa. It offends me, Papa. Such a sweet kitty. He's such a sweet kitty. Try out Shockhawk. Killer Charge. Nice. Cool. Okay, let's save real quick. Oh, goodness. I'm questioning whether or not we should spend more money on more stuff, but I think we're just going to advance. See how it goes. Poke, poke. Great waves, that was a close call. Too close. Old Humpback's not cut out for this. I thought our guide was supposed to be helpful. I'll admit I may have miscalculated my estimation of the competence of our captain. There we go. Thank you. Now, wait a minute. Hold on, I see something up ahead. That must be it. Stop the ship. Lower the sails! Lower the sails. Be like unfurl? No, like furl the sails? Aye, aye, Captain. Alright, see ya. You having fun over here. Look at that thing, it's massive. This the temple we seek. Yes, you do well to drop anchor here before the ship gets too close. I'll drop my anchor where I please, thank you very much. Drop the anchor, quickly! Aha. If this is it, what now? I've brought you here, have I not? I cannot take the trial for you. Papa? Papa, paying enough attention to me. But then the trial has already begun. Can you tell me nothing of it? Since you insist, I will share with you only what was once shared with me. The trial of the soul is comprised of 3 parts, a test of mind, body, and spirit. The test of body is a fight unlike anything you have yet experienced. The only enemies you will face are the ones you take with you.
What?
Enemies we take with us. Is it going to be a mirror match? I have said what I will. Well, no point in stopping now, Irving. Come on, let's hop into the dinghies and have a look. A mirror match would be really unpleasant, actually. Whew. Been around the whole perimeter, so much as a crevice, let alone any kind of entrance. Strange. Benji, any luck with your, strategy?
Smash!
No matter how hard I smash, these walls won't budge. I'll take that as a hard no. It's writing. Huh?
There.
The holes in the walls, if you connect them, they form letters. Now, how do you figure that one? The walls of our monastery had similar markings.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yes, she's right. They do form letters. Characters in pre-Calamity Elvish, to be precise. Sun Elvish, probably. Actually, the elves shared a common language before the Calamity, though it's hard to imagine now. It's quite different from our own tongues, but I should be able to translate. Just a moment. Boy, I'm lucky you guys are here, because I never would have figured that out. Right? I think it's a riddle of some kind. What does it say? Power is a seed. To yield a fruitful harvest, it must be... Then it trails off. There's no punctuation, so the latter part must be missing. Go ahead and analyze that punctuation, Corbin. Let the real brains in the group think about solutions. Presumably it rhymes in its completed form, in ancient Elvish, of course. I can translate different words to see if the ending letters match. A seed, planted, watered. Far too simple. Perhaps soaked or germinated. Oh, I don't think any of those words would have sounded similar. Well, let's think. On a farm, a shovel, cows, farmers, a field. Genius.
You're really something.
There are farmers on a farm. Yes, a truly remarkable insight, Sophia. Thanks! A field. The letters at the end match exactly with the word for harvest, though another should have come before it. Not bad. Sown a field, thrown a field? What do we have you scholarly types here for anyway? Go on, do your thing. The chosen one! Odie, you are the chosen one. Are you eating like 4-day-old treats that you didn't eat? He says, no, Papa? No? Totally is.
You've done well.
Scattered a field. See. Yes, the meter fits perfectly, that's it. So now what? Do we say it? Well, I've never actually tried to speak the language. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak it. I wouldn't know where to begin. Irving, take me closer to the walls. All right. Galara Uhatar. Oh, he's just speaking. Odie would only eat the freshest of treats. He ate a fresh treat earlier, and now he's snacking on old treats. Because he's an Odie boy, and he don't care. He don't care. He's lazy and full of himself. Yay, mirror match! The only enemies are the ones you bring with you. This your idea of a joke? I don't think I like how I'm looking at me. You think we can make friends with them? I think that's the last thing they want. Worth a shot, though. We don't want to fight. You need not express your wants in this place. We have read your soul. You must fight, and so you will. Can't say that isn't creepy. There is no reason to delay. Time is not on your side. This much weighs heavily on your souls. Right. It's like we have no choice. Leave it to you to keep pushing forward, and even in ghost form. Garrick, son of Galen, you are stronger than you allow yourself to know. Marin, the voice of comfort. In all of your efforts, you have always been enough. Alden, a hero before your time. You need not try to measure up, for you already do. Nice. How's it going, by the way, Woods? How are you doing tonight? Are we back to the days of sleeping in the spot? Oh, God, it's so good. Irving, bound by blood, your conviction will hold you steady when you fear to break. Not too bad. Pretty good. I've got a lot on my plate right now. Work is pretty hectic, but I have done some good work, and I'm hoping that it moves forward well. So fingers crossed. Such resolve has not touched this place in a millennium. Challenge is cast. Onwards to your fate. Yayoi. Good luck. I'm just so excited that this Boyo Bean might be sleeping in his accepted location again. Like, this is great. I'm super interested in this. Back to the good old days. You know? Now I just got to get it to where he gets up here on his own, rather than me having to put him up here with a treat. Oh shit. Alright, we do not want Ren, we want Corvin. We do not want Maeve, we want Monroe. I think that's my preference. This be me party. You know? The itching has stopped. Yes, the itching has stopped. We have defeated the fleas. I think we're gonna do like another week or two cycle of continuing to try to get rid of the fleas, but I think they're basically already gone now. But I wanna like guaranteed get everything out, including making sure that any eggs that might have survived don't hatch in a few days, and then etc. etc. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is our team. We're gonna take some map prep. Oh, we see nothing. Great. Oof. Big oof. Like that. Wait, why is Thalanel in here? Or do we have enough to get Thalanel? Oh no, we don't want Thalanel, we want Elias. Get out of here. Get out of here. Alright, we save. Start. Has offered shadow selves as a trial. Defeat them. Yeah, actually, they are exactly different. Oif. 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 No! Alright. Well, so Irving's super dangerous. Irving does plus 40% against chain. So we want to set Irving up to attack. What, right here? Helena right here? Right? Or, Lincoln, right? Lincoln probably be a better fit in there. Lincoln does plus 35 damage against plate. So we kind of probably want to dodge tank him. 57 on the dirt.
What'll it be?
Right there. Looks like we are going to be a little bit better on the right side, potentially. We're just gonna sit in the center. He does so much damage. He's scary. Garrick is fucking scary. Just gonna pull
If I
out.
must.
If you insist.
In position.
Brooke has very high accuracy. She does less damage to leather. I feel like maybe we have Sophia try to tank her. But Sloane is here with Cosmic Crash. Also less damage against leather, so we go with the Gladius and try to do our best tap dancing impression.
Interesting.
Are you sure?
Oof. This is scary. Alright, 2 damage from Irving. That one, I'm very confident on the decision that we made. It's the others that I'm less confident about. Ooh, they are just charging me. Alright, Lincoln would have done a shit ton of damage, but fortunately, we were able to kind of dodge out of the way for him. Oof, that hurts. Really hurt.
Goes nothing.
But we critical in return. Alright, so Brooke does not have much left. It's good. Okay, and this is all about killing as many people as we possibly can as quickly as we can. So,
All yours.
I would say Sloane here on Irving. Very high damage attack. Probably going crit and kill.
Die.
Alright, then that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, okay. Lincoln's got too much of everything for his own good, so we might just have to, like, leave Lincoln be for now. %40 against Chain. Not much in the way of Chain, unfortunately. The only Chain is Corvin. Just a little out of range for that. I could boost.
I'm on it. At your disposal.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a play that we care about on anybody. Feel like Sophia is the counter over here to Sloane. Now, Sophia can drop Sloane on her own very easily. Brooke has such low health that I'm not super worried about getting her down. The issue is whether or not Sophia can survive after being attacked. And that is not... I'm not sure, to be told. If we were to charge over here, could we kill? We could, potentially, but we would require crits, and we would take potentially very large hits for it. My goodness. None of this is gonna go fun. Oh, that's bad. We want to go for potential one-shots as much as possible. Like, this is a pretty good set. I think the Sophia one is better, though. Alright, let's go with the Sophia one. We're gonna have to make a decision eventually, so... Attack Sophia. We take the Zweihander. So here's the thing. I think we actually take the Gladius. Gladius has a better chance of dodging, and it has a higher crit. If we crit, we kill without taking damage. So, okay, we didn't crit. Hopefully the dodge comes in. Didn't come in. It is what it is. We took our chances there. But definitely want to try to, take out Sophia maybe with Garrick.
Are you sure?
Got Alden supposedly as a really good matchup for Bianca. Looks decent, but also could get his ass kicked. Oof. If she crits, he dies. And she doesn't have a small chance to crit. So, Just want to set here. Arbalest. Arbalest is basically the best thing we have to do against this. Probably wait. We can put someone here to attack Brooke. And if we're trading blows with Bianca with Alden... What about Corvin versus Bianca? Same scenario. She has less of a chance to hit him,
Are you
though.
sure?
Yeah, she has less of a chance to hit him, and he does more damage. Or he has a higher chance. He has a higher chance to hit her. He doesn't kill her, though. That's the flip side, so I guess that's kind of a moot point then. Does he kill anyone that he ranges here? He doesn't kill there. He doesn't kill there. Doesn't kill himself. Good to know he can't kill himself. He doesn't kill there. So I feel like Corvin's kind of odd man out on this. So if that's the case, maybe I just move Corvin here and finish off Brooke. Can I finish off Brooke? I can, with a broadsword. Okay, so we finish off Brooke with a broadsword.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time. Sweet. Okay. And now we do something like move Alden in to take on Bianca. This is still dicey. Combustion. We have a higher chance. We have a higher chance with Hearthfall. Lower chance to crits. Higher chance to be hit. I think we take the safe route with Hearthfall. We could just get crit, and that could be that. We didn't. Oof. Okay, we heal a little bit because Alden. That's good. Part of the reason for our positioning there is to boost Garrick's crit chance. So we're gonna throw in the Arbalest and hope we get a good crit on Sophia. No. We got a Cassandra's Blaze, but then we missed. So that is unfortunate. Okay. is kind of the easy kill here. This Partisan is potentially a very good matchup. Ugh, he like flung something on me. Buddy boy, you just flung something at me. What you doing?
Quickly and quietly. Quickly and quietly.
We might actually save Brooke to disarm someone.
At your disposal.
Yeah, it's just not a great matchup.
I will.
I think we go for Irving on Marin. Try to take out their heal. Come on, crit. Oh, come on, crit. Like, you have a 61% chance. You're not going to crit? She's going to hit too. Fuck you, game. 61% chance to crit, 50 miss, and then 51% chance for her to hit, and then she hits? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see how it be. I see how it be. Deefa.
If you insist.
Alright, we're gonna move up here and try to scythe Garrick. Get some crits. Got an ambush. Got no crits. No crits. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Very cool.
I am here.
I'm on it.
So we go double pike. Not a very great setup, but what we are trying to do there is put Garrick in a low enough kill range
Can do.
to try to finish him with Bianca or Monroe. Oof.
Here.
Yeah, my boy Alden's a problem. Move over, attack with her, with Helena. Kind of fishing for a crit with the scimitar, I think.
Embrace your
Nice.
fallen
That's
fate.
really big. Because that means we might actually be able to kill Alden with Bianca or Monroe. To remove that threat from the battlefield, because she's a big threat. If he's he does a lot of damage. If he is attacking the wrong person, he could very easily kill them. We use Monroe to finish him off. What are our chances here? 70% chance is not great.
In position.
93% chance is better. We take that 93% chance. Absolutely.
Not bad, not bad.
Average level, we take it.
If I must.
Use Monroe to finish off Garrick, I guess. Kind of dicey, but a job done.
Impressive, is it
4-point
not?
level. Not horrible.
Right away.
a super weird position. Can Lincoln kill this Marin? No.
Awaiting orders.
Does Lincoln just move up here to try to heal Irving? Is that what happened? Or does Lincoln try to go and smack the shit out of Lincoln? It's a shit battle. Okay, what does Sia do? Can potentially kill Sophia, but might really put herself on the chopping block if she does. I feel like this is kind of a necessary evil, though, right? Seen this again and again. We kind of need to do something, or else. Okay, nice dodge. Cool. Sophia's down. Can attack, can attack, can attack, can't attack, can attack. I'm somewhat worried about Marin.
Right away.
But I guess we come in here and try to heal and hope that the enemy kind of spreads their attacks. Because if we get too focused, we're come on, it's a 49% chance to hit. Game, really? Fuck you.
It's easier if you hold still.
Just killer in response.
Maybe with some
All right.
style next time.
On one hand, that was good.
That's all you've
On the other
got?
hand, I think Brooke just
Sharp
opened up
skills,
another
full pockets.
place for herself to get hit. So she's probably dead now. Yep. Yep.
I was careless.
HP reduced by 6. Fuck. Fucking A. So that's the first real wound on our party. We have taken one other one, and that was on Iris, who we didn't really intend on using to begin with. But oof, that's no bueno. So minus 6 HP. That doesn't sound like it's the worst thing in existence, but Brooke doesn't have the highest HP to begin with. So somewhat annoying. I think if we can get out of this without losing anyone else, I'll be somewhat okay. Here's the maddening thing.
Your
Maybe not
end
maddening,
approaches.
but we absolutely had the scenario there where Brooke did the Fire Emblem thing of being too good. Like, she killed her attacker, which opened up a space for her to get attacked again. I think she probably would have gotten attacked and killed regardless, though. Wasn't she right here? Yeah, I think she was right here. I'm not sure. Who knows? All right, let us figure this out. Can totally get a lot of people into range to do other stuff. So,
Are you sure? Let's do it.
attack here with a. Yeah, we'll try double combustion to see how it goes. Okay. Let Corvin just take himself out. Here you go, Corvin. Corvin be Corvin. There you go, buddy. You deserve that victory. Okay.
In position.
Do we have anyone that we want to feed Monroe kills. Yeah. Monroe and Elias, actually. All right, how does Monroe does not do well there. How does Monroe do here? He does okay. Decent chance of killing the Elias.
In position.
Didn't actually mean to do that.
You're really gonna try me?
Fucking killed the Elias. God damn it. Game. 13% chance to
Do you
crit
expect me
versus
to thank
61% chance. You hate me. Why do you hate me? Big oof.
If I must.
20 damage. Okay. So Monroe can deal real damage to Lincoln. Well,
Die.
Game, please
It's all falling into
stop
place.
it. Crit when I want you to crit, not all the rest of the time. My God. Okay. He can do 23 damage to himself, reliably. How about that? Sure. Okay. I went with Irving because even if he crit twice, it should be fine. And I fully expected to crit twice. Okay. Can Monroe kill himself? Yes. Gleaming Storm. Alright. Sweet. Not enough to level after all of that shit, but still. Just start chipping away at Helena. Ooh. Can Elias take on Marin? It looks like the answer is no. I mean, over long term, the answer is yes. But initially, the answer is no. Can we attack Marin with Marin and not kill Marin? Well, probably not. Can we attack Marin with Lincoln and not kill Marin? Damage.
I'm on
How
it.
much does Elias do? I mean, doable, yes. Attack here with... Ah, fuck it, just do the piercer. Okay, thank Jesus, he didn't crit. My God, game. Heal. Move here. Attack with the shard. It's a 100% chance. No risk. Level. Sweet.
One step at a time.
Below average. Unfortunate.
I guess.
What?
Huh?
Very strange. Oof. Hey, Helena's gonna get the kill. I guess that's acceptable. Helena v. Helena. Alright, so a little sad that we lost Brooke. But on the grand scale of things, honestly, that could have gone way worse. So, take it.
You really are lucky to
Sloan.
have me.
Fucking... Yeah, because she, like, crit twice. Yeah. Damn it, Sloan. Brooke was second. But she got smacked in the face. I'm very upset by that. Well, that was unexpected. Perhaps it should not have been. I understand the warning now. A lot of good that does us. Regardless, we did it. Now, I'm no arithmetician, but 2 parts down means there's 1 more to go. I wonder... I doubt this giant door here is by accident. Let's check it out. Wait. What is it? Only one should enter the inner sanctum. Alone. With myself, of course. Trial was originally designed to be faced one at a time. And who do you propose that should be? Not for me to decide. I like the idea of splitting up. Well, if we have to, we should call a vote to decide who goes. Irving, I don't think we need to call a vote. Very well, then it should be Vesta, or Maeve. Our organizations know more of these affairs than the rest of us combined. I'm not so sure that's true, Irving. And even if it were, I'm not sure that would help. Alright, then who else? Alright, Irvin, you're being a little clueless, my man. I think most of it feel it should be you. Really? Not sure that makes sense. And he's right, it doesn't really make sense. One roundabout way or another, all of us ended up together because of you. Besides, it was your father's idea to send us here. Faith in you is what convinced him to continue to trust us with the aspects in the first place. Seems to me you give us our best chance. Does anyone object? I like how Irving's just like, fuck it, fine, I guess.
Well, what do you know?
There's your vote. And your friends have made their choice, Irving. Alright, so they have. Any luck. Won't need it. Oh, he's gonna go so evil! This guy is definitely not a good guy. Ah, a bright flame illumines the walls of the sanctum. It has lain in darkness for many years. See these walls again stirs something in me. Silence, anchored one. I know why you have come. It is not you with whom I wish to speak. Tell me, bright flame, what brings you to this place? Who asks this? A guest enters into my home and asks that I make an account of myself. I am Koeli-Sumash, once revered in this place, where now my Terrazalian aspect rests. God of the soul. I see you are acquainted with my domain. How I would ask to know more of you. Forgive my brashness, mighty Koeli-Sumash. My name is Irving. It is pleasant to know what you are called, but the soul speaks more of a man, his name. That may be. I was sent here on behalf of the Order of Eternals. We hope to protect the aspects from one who would use them for ill. Yes, such faith the Order has in its cause and its agents. I hope it is not misplaced. As do I. I was informed that if I passed your trial, I might receive something that would aid our quest. Supplies or perhaps weapons of some kind. Indeed you might. Tell me, who are these who stand so nervously beyond the threshold? They are soldiers, I suppose. Great fighters from many corners of Terra. Foiling the plot of this nefarious aspect thief has become our only common purpose. I see. They are each of them quite powerful.
Yes.
It's true, each brings something unique to the whole. What have you learned that I could grant all of these powers to you? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. No longer would the mighty Irving, heir of House Sildarin, fight to win the approval of his own troops, coordinate their movements, or inspire them to courage. His will would be indomitable, subsumed by all who looked upon him with admiration in their hearts. At what cost? You ask is wise. A fine boon comes at a fine price. Such a transference of power would cost them their mortal souls. I wouldn't think of it. I like that about Irving. He just grunts like disgusted and no. And if it was the only way to prevent the disaster you fear, still, I couldn't. Besides, I don't see how that would be the case. They've become so much of why I want to stop this necromancer in the first place. They're my friends. Why, you should have said so. You called them soldiers, if you remember. Perhaps I was wrong too. To err is to mortal, but to acknowledge this and grow, that is divine. These friends of yours, how do you lead them? By love, fear, the promise of gold? Trust, I think. Though if I'm being honest, I'm not sure I understand it. Their loyalty humbles you. Guess I'm just not as convinced as they are that I know what's right, or that I always will. They need not believe you are right, nor need you to be right. Your thoughts search for justice, as one I have seen before, but justice does not reside in the mind. A sandglass may tell the time, but not the weather. Be that as it may, I fear our time is in short supply. Ah, but you have yet to present me your gift. Gift? Yes, the stone which has guided you to me. It has traveled many leagues and years to come to rest in this place. Set it on my altar. I feel like this is not a good move. Not a good move. You have my thanks, bright flame. Storage received. Aha. The members of your order who entrusted these to me have passed from this world long ago. Now it seems they are safest and most useful with you. Ah, we got a bunch of aspects. Cool. But what of the third trial? I was told there would be 3. Haha. All 3 trials you have passed, bright flame, and with a sincerity such as I have never seen. Which is why I entrust you with my own aspect. Now go, and leave me with this troubled one. There are stirrings in Astralis I could use his bleak thoughts on. At last. Irving, these aspects may aid you, but they cannot save you or your friends. Only you can do that. Such wisdom! And how many empires rose and fell while you thought up those words? I've discovered much in my solitude, Koeli. Then we have much to discuss. Oh, there's some, like, history there, my man. Farewell, bright flame, and take courage in your quest. Continue your search for righteousness, as if Terra Zeal itself depended on it. Perhaps it does. Yes, perhaps it does. Cool. The one who came before. We just got the one who came before achievement, and that is complete the trial of the soul. Just beat chapter 15. Cool. Conversing with a god. I can hardly believe it. This is the stuff of fairy legends. Who the fuck is this guy?
Take heart.
Well, I believe what I see, and I'm looking at more aspects than I ever knew existed in one place.
Definitely.
Epic. Who the fuck is this guy? It's going to take some time to figure out what each of these are capable of.
Sure thing.
Well, we've got no shortage of that. It'll be a while before we make landfall on Etlin. That's assuming we can get out of these mists without our guide. Did you really have to leave it behind?
Yes.
Yes, it seemed Koeli-Sumash had a purpose for it. What that might be, I couldn't say. Honestly, I can't say I'm too mad about it. That guy was making me nervous anyway. I think I might have to agree. Again, someone be like, who the fuck is this guy? Wait a minute, how did you get here? On the ship? And just how exactly did you sneak onto my ship? In one of your barrels? You don't exactly have the strictest security detail. Jesus Christ. You free-riding rat. I should have you thrown overboard.
Jeez.
Okay, Captain Tough. Maybe if you actually shipped any goods, I wouldn't have had so much free real estate to choose from.
Look, kid.
Why, you little... That's funny. I think maybe we should leave these two to settle this themselves. Is Faust just a new random character that we got? I guess so. Alright, anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. That was Chapter 15. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.